Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girlz is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel like I'm from UK, you know.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I feel like I'm from UK, you know.
See the moonlights on the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Talawa TV is in the town. Whoa, I'm getting ready. Got a corner on the telephone. Yeah, this is the Ocean of the Messenger, and you're watching Talawa TV with the host and best. Davis, take it away.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girlz is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Den Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
It would help if I unmute myself, wouldn't it? Let's give that another spin. My followers, good afternoon, good evening, possibly good night. Maybe it's a good morning, all depends on where you're based in the world. The usual suspect are in the comment section, nice and early. So big up yourself. Thank you guys. As ever, the freshest man in the comment section, as always. How you doing, Fresh? How's your weekend looking? What's on everyone's dinner menu? It's been a while since I've asked you guys that. Red Rats. Unique name. How you doing? Mr. Scott. Seriously, I don't like these Jamaican people. Anyone would think that you're an op. Anyone would think you don't belong to our community. Hey, I sense some frustration there. I kind of feel like you're a little bit frustrated. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm assuming it's based off the headline for tonight's show, right? If you don't want to read the headline, I'll go ahead and read it for you. Reggae Girlz World Cup chartered flight has been cancelled. Will the Morocco friendly go ahead? I'm going to try and bring you all on the same page as myself to bring us all up to speed. And this is basically like almost like part 2 from the last live stream I did, which coincidentally was about the Reggae Girlz, and it's about this whole toss-up about chartered flight. When are they going to land in Australia? I'm sticking by my guns. I'm still gonna say that I feel like of the group that we're in, so with France, Brazil, and Panama, I feel like Panama just might be the last team to arrive. I'm only saying that because they have a friendly against Japan, and that's going to be in Japan. So I'm assuming that that would then put them in a position where they'll be the last one to arrive in Australia, or maybe their first game might be. I need to check where their first game is. Actually, not sure whereabouts. Who are they playing? Panama are playing. Okay, so they're playing against Brazil. And that comes days after, and yeah, so that's in Australia. That comes days after their game against Japan. You're doing good. Okay. That's good to know. That's great to know. I'm okay. How are you? Soup is on the menu. Saturday soup. All right. Well, drink for both of us. Eat up. Enjoy. I can't complain. I'm all right. Good to know that you guys are doing okay. Tasia Scott saying he's fed up with the federation. I don't like those politicians. Well, hopefully I can give some clarity with regards to what's going on with our flight situation, and also with that Morocco friendly, which would be the last game until we take on France in match day one of this year's Women's World Cup taking place in Australia and New Zealand. Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly. I kind of feel like my audio monitor somehow, it looks like the volume's gone down, which is weird because I didn't put it down. So I don't know. I feel like it has a habit of just automatically going down. So let me know what you guys think of my audio. If I need to turn it up, then obviously I will. I'm going to be talking about the chartered flight situation and the Morocco game, as I said earlier on. But before we get into that, I'm actually going to go elsewhere and look at a few other teams. Going to be looking at France and also touching on Brazil. Only makes sense. Panama is all because they are basically our opponents. So it makes sense to see what they're up to, and also look at a few other teams as well, just to add some context with regards to the travel distance for A to B when you're trying to go down under. When I was looking at tickets, it was saying something along the lines of 23 to 24 hours. I'm pretty sure at some point I saw something along the lines of 30 something hours, and I was like, there's no way I can travel for that long. My head was just spinning thinking of the distance. And funny enough, I have a friend who is traveling on Tuesday, and he is expected to land on Thursday. So that puts things into perspective, right? So how we're going to start things off, because it does seem like it's a bit of a sour topic. So rather than giving you guys a bit of a headache, I think I'm going to start things off quite light-heartedly, and hopefully just build my way up and close things off with the Reggae Girlz, right? So what I'm going to do, you guys must have seen this. I know on my last live stream I was talking about Nigeria, and tonight we're actually going to be looking at Zambia. Zambia, they are on the verge of competing at their first ever Women's World Cup, and this team does excite me, guys. This team 100% excites me, and you're probably fully aware of this. If I can actually find them on my tab, just incredible stuff recently in one of their friendlies where they were up against Germany. And Germany, as things stand, they are the number 2 ranked country in the world as of June the 9th of this year. And obviously USA, the current reigning queens of the world, are occupying the number 1 spot. Sweden is in 3rd. You have England in 4th, France in 5th, and so on. And so, yeah, can you guys see that? Yeah, you can see it. You probably can't see the score line. Well, you should be able to see the score line. Probably can't see the scorers. But basically, I wanted to focus on this game because it was just outrageous. And I couldn't believe what was happening, but I am so delighted for Zambia. Again, this is exactly what you want. This is the type of result that you want to take into the World Cup, and they tucked Germany in neatly. neatly. If you haven't seen the game, then I would encourage you to try and watch the highlights. You can catch Zambia playing with some swagger and intent. They look smooth in transition, playing as a team. Above all, they looked completely fearless. Like I said, they were up against the German giants. They're currently ranked second in the world, and they are also Germany are also the women's Euros finalists. So they were runner up, and as we all know, England are currently rocking the crown for the I should say the European crown. They won the Euros, and they did so against one of, if not their biggest rivals, Germany. So to see one of the giants of the world being sliced open, it was just it was wonderful. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was just incredible. And Barbara Banda, I kind of feel like it's time for her to come to the big leagues. I'd be surprised if a club in the WSL don't scoop her up. One team that I think, I don't even want to put it out there because I'm hardly a fan of theirs, but I would think with the fact that they've lost one of their marquee signings to Arsenal, that you should be looking at a player like Banda, and she is just out of this world. If you haven't seen that game, Zambia versus Germany, they lost 3-2. Some people will say, oh, it's just a friendly. Judging by the German player's reaction, that obviously she's quite frustrated. Banda, she was on she scored a brace. And if you see her second goal, guys, I wish I could show it to you, but I can't because I'm obviously going to be hit with a copyright strike, and I do not need that in a World Cup year. I don't need my channel being pulled down from YouTube for silly little copyright reasons. So I would encourage you guys to go and watch the highlights of the Zambia women's national team taking on Germany. Enjoy that third goal there, that brace from Banda. Because let me just summarize what happened. This is they're up against, or they were up against, the number 2 ranked country in the world, and she had the audacity from some distance and that's Banda, by the way. She had the audacity for some distance and pure confidence to chip the goalkeeper from outside the box and pretty much just wrap things up and gave Zambia the win, and they deserved it. They obviously were first out the blocks, putting their names on the score sheet, but that goal, that brace, the goal that completed the brace, sensational stuff. I can see Red Rats here saying she's a baller. She is a baller. I was looking and I was just thinking, she's out of this world. And it just goes back to what I've been saying for a while, that I do want us to form a lasting relationship with these African nations, because I know some of you, particularly in the comment section, are more in favor of facing off against European teams, but I'm more swaying towards, look, we could either combine the two, or I'm leaning towards forming a relationship with Africa. I know about 2 years ago we played against Nigeria, and that was good to see. Even better with the result, we beat them 1-0 across the pond in the United States in the summer mini series, and we were invited by the USA, which I was grateful for that, because we finally got to see Jamaica versus Nigeria. Now we have a date in the pipeline against another African team, and it's a team that apparently their players, teammates of Big Drew and also Rebecca Spencer. I did do an interview with both of those players last year. Might have been the latter stage of last year, and apparently, like I said to you guys before, in speaking on the back end of those 2 interviews, they fancied their chances against us. Morocco, they're another team that are set to make their their women's World Cup debut down under. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in that game. We're going to be, I should say, I'm going to be talking about that potential match against Morocco, but just like Morocco, Zambia, with the expansion of the Women's World Cup, those two teams, they're 2 of 8 nations to have booked their first ever spot at a World Cup. But of the two, I am delighted for Zambia and wishing them all the best. I hope they can just go their distance. I don't know what their distance looks like, but it will be incredible to think that this is their debut. And if they manage to get out of their group, then that is just unbelievable. And it would have been fully or would be fully deserved. So yeah, I'm excited for them. Aside, you'd already know that it's the Reggae Girlz channel, so I don't need to say that I'm excited for my country, because obviously I am. That's the reason why I give you guys content on us. And another team I'm excited for is Haiti, for obvious reasons. Them being our Caribbean sisters, rivals. Yes, their fans are a little bit cheeky at times, but I like it. They come with the right energy. So yeah, those 3 nations, Nigeria as well. Be interesting to see how things pan out. It's so funny that there's some positives there, just like with the Reggae Girlz, but Jesus, with this World Cup, it kind of feels like with just about every country, whether you're a MEDC country, so a more economically developed country, or a LEDC, lower economically developed country, it kind of feels like it doesn't matter who you are, there is some level of discouragement and sourness going on in the background between federation and players, or federation and coaches. On my last live stream, when we were looking at Nigeria, it was actually the head coach and the federation that was going at it. Now with Zambia, it's like I didn't kind of excited, like I said, with the result from the Germany game, but then something popped up as I was like closing off on my research with the Zambia team. So I guess it's only right that I share this one with you, just to show just how crappy these federations are. And you already know that I'm very big on safeguarding, especially when it comes to young girls and women. So where these type of stories pop up and it links relatively to the topic of conversation, then obviously I'm going to just touch on it with you guys. Maybe not too extensively, because like I said, it is a Reggae Girlz channel. That doesn't mean we can't talk about other countries. But yeah. So yeah, you should be able to read the headline of this one, and this came out today, shortly after lunch. It's in the Guardian. It was published around 2 p.m. UK time, and basically it says Zambia women's football team head coach accused of sexual misconduct, allegations against Bruce Moap. I think his name is Mowapi. I hope I've pronounced his name right. Referred to FIFA, and also the under 17s coach, Kaluba Kangwa. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Apologies if that's the wrong pronunciation. Is also under investigation. I'll read a short little extract for you guys, just to bring you up to speed. It says, the head coach of Zambia's women's football team, due to compete in this month's Women's World Cup, has been investigated over allegations of sexual misconduct. The article continued by saying, Bruce Mowapi was appointed in May 2018 and helped Zambia qualify for the World Cup for the first time. The Football Association of Zambia, so that's FAZ, said in September 2022 that it had referred an investigation into allegation of sexual abuse in the women's game to FIFA, football's governing body. Moape and the under 8, under 17s coach Kaluba Kwanga are understood to have been among the FAS employees who were investigated. I round that off by a quote, and it says, if he, and they're referring to the head coach, wants to sleep with someone, you have to say yes. One player who did not want to be named told The Guardian, it's normal that the coach sleeps with the players in our team. So I guess for this one, with all that is going on, all the positives with the Zambia national team, like I said, qualifying for their first ever Women's World Cup, even then, all isn't well. They probably can celebrate, but to an extent. So yeah, I didn't really want to just mislead you guys and just give you all the positives. I felt like it was important to, one, I was so excited with the way they tucked away the German Giants, but also a little bit displeased with seeing this article literally pop up as I was about to like close off on my notes. I think it makes sense to just throw that at you guys. What you choose to do with that information is completely down to you. If you want to follow it, you're more than welcome to, obviously. Me personally, I'm going to be keeping an eye on how things pan out with the Zambia women's football team. Yeah, but big up Zambia and Banda. Look, I would love to see her in the WSL, even if it means if she goes to that club up in Manchester, who they need a player like her. They need someone to replace their marquee departures. And so I don't know, maybe that's a good shout. I don't really want to speak good for them because I personally don't support them. So I'm not here to wish them bad, but I'm definitely not here to wish them good, unless it's a Reggae Girl where I can say, yeah, I would love to see a Reggae Girl play for Manchester United. We already see Bunny with Manchester City. Then I will wish them well. But other than that, I'm like, oh, yeah, whatever. Good luck. So that's how we're looking there, guys. With Zambia, if you're just tuning into the show, it is the right show that you're tuning into. It's not a premiere, and you haven't really missed much with regards to the Reggae Girls. So I'm being deliberate with my delay on giving you guys the latest update where the chartered flight and the Reggae Girls are concerned, only because I know that we have a few late comers usually, right? So I'm just being deliberate with holding back for now. Tell them how much Gambia is ranked. Okay. All right. So Mr. Scott says he wants to know where Gambia is ranked. All right, let's do this together then. Let's do this together. So I already told you that Germany is ranked number 2, right? So let me see if I can show you where Zambia is ranked. If I said Gambia just then, my apologies. I felt like I did. I don't know if I did, but I felt myself saying Gambia. Apologies if I did. I'm talking about Zambia. It's not the same country. So as I said to you before, there you go. You got the German Giants sitting in 2nd place. And just to give you some clarity, yes, it is the women's ranking. And we're looking across the board. So we're not looking at nations by nations or whatever. So we're not focusing on CAF or CONCACAF or Europe. This is the whole entire globe. The current reigning women's World Cup champions, queens of the world, I think you should probably call them, the United States. They occupy the number 1 spots. They're closely followed by Germany, Sweden next in line, England in 4th. They're the reigning European queens. You've got France. This is one of our opponents. They are sat in 5th place at the moment. Let's complete the top 10. And Spain is in 6th, Canada in 7th. Another one of our opponents, Brazil, they're in 8th. Netherlands are in 9th. One of the co-hosts of this year's Women's World Cup, Australia, is ranked in 10th. So let's see if we can find Zambia. If I scroll past it, give me a shout. Where are they? Where are Zambia? So one of my subscribers, one of my loyal subscribers, has said he wants to see where Zambia is ranked. So I'm gonna cater to his wish because he's always here. So that's what he wants. So Zam. So there they are. 77. Now that has shocked me. Probably shouldn't, because I did say earlier on that this is going to be their debut. It's going to be their debut at a Women's World Cup, but it's even more. So there you go, guys. It is Zambia to be ranked 77. Let's bring that up again. To be ranked 77, and it makes it even more impressive the way they just hammered the United States. So again, if you have not seen the highlight from that game, please do go ahead and give it a watch. I know what you're probably asking for as well, so I'm going to go back and show you what you probably all want to look at before we move on. So there is Jamaica sitting in the 43rd position. So yeah, that kind of put things into context for you, right? Definitely I'm super proud of Zambia. See what you guys are saying in the comment section. So their name versus Switzerland's would ended 3-3, but they should have beaten Switzerland. I don't know. They played against Germany. I think this game was yesterday. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. And I would love to play against Zambia. We can learn a lot from, we can learn so much. I've said before my previous live stream, Africa is really where it's at, and we need to get involved. If they're good enough for teams like Germany and your USA to be saying yes to, then they're definitely good enough for us. So that's what I would like to see. Underdogs that I was watching for years that will show up in the World Cup: Haiti, Zambia, and the Reggae Girlz. I'm with you on that, Mr. Scott. Definitely with you on that. I think those are the three teams that I named earlier on, right? The teams that excite me and the ones that I want to see go their distance. Whatever their distance look like, only time will tell. Obviously, we have to wave the flag high for Haiti as well, because they are our Caribbean rivals, yes, but they're still from the Caribbean, and it is CONCACAF. Did say on my last live stream, look, if Jamaica can't win the World Cup, then that World Cup needs to stay in CONCACAF. So if we're not going to do the damage, then look, America, you don't let go of that crown. You keep that in CONCACAF, where it belongs. That story did shock me. I was like, wow. So I saying, you don't think it's true that they want to stop the Zambia team, just like for the girls, just when we see the girls? I'll need to answer. Thanks for your question, by the way. But to answer it, I would need to actually go and educate myself, because that was the first time that I saw that particular story. So I don't know, but I understand your question, and I understand why you would ask that, with regards to how federations treat their teams, not just their male teams, but I think it's safe to say that the women teams are treated more harshly than the men's team. I think there's clear evidence for that, right? So yeah, I get your question. I get why you're asking it, but for me to even answer that, I would need to go and do some further reading with Zambia, because I only came across that particular story today. Crazy that it is crazy. It's ludicrous. I was just like, how is he still the coach? How you still no temporary dismissal? Damning allegations, most certainly damning allegations. Tell them I love the African team, play fearless, and also Haiti. So if those teams can play top teams, then that's what I would want. And it seems like that's the trajectory that we're working with. Some years back, this feels like it might have been 4 years ago that we played against South Africa, right? Because it was in the last World Cup cycle. And I kind of feel like it was before we played against Scotland, if memory serves me well. So yeah, so in the last, call it 4+ years, we've had off the top of my head, South Africa, Nigeria. There's a question mark there with Morocco, which isn't too bad because before that, couldn't really count any. And I want to see more of that. But like I said, would love to add Zambia to that list. Would so badly love to add Zambia to our list of friendlies, teams to take on. These Jamaican coaches like to play, sit back, and let other teams come at us, but we have the quality up front. So I don't know why the coach don't play attacking games. Kind of feel like it depends. The only game that I can really think of where your statement does or your comment holds weight is the United States game. If there's one game that's like really left me boiling, it's 100% the United States game. Kind of felt like we just laid down and just allowed them to steamroll us, and I think we gave the Americans too great of a respect. Now, people, it's natural that people will say, oh, but they are the reigning World Cup champions. We wasn't supposed to win. That's besides the point. Nobody expected us to beat the United States. No disrespect to the team, but that is besides the point. It's not about the fact that we lost, it's the manner in which we lost. Mr. Ryan LSC, let me drop it in the comment section there for you. Armzo's business with the JFF. So I'm gonna get into all of that, but I'm just trying to build up the show. And like I said, that's the reason why I'm deliberately holding back. Blair video, I don't know if he was at the start of the show, but for someone like Blair, for example, it wouldn't have made sense if I just gave you guys the Reggae Girlz update, because one of my loyal subscribers and viewers would have basically just missed important bit of information, right? So big up yourself, IT Push. I'm just looking at my notes, guys, and seeing where I need to go next. And it looks like I am going to, this is one of Mr. Scott's favorite countries, so he's probably gonna like this little bit of updates. Again, I'm just giving you guys information that I think would be useful to you, especially for our topic of conversation. Good to see with the Lionesses. I did say on my last live stream that they departed to go down under, and thankfully this one was posted on the 8th of July. They landed safely, safe and sound, thank God. Gone through their first training session, which could only be a good thing. I must say, when I saw the pictures of them coming off a coach, it looked like they were going to a training facility. They did not look jet lagged at all, which kind of shocked me. And the reason why that is because it took them 36 hours, guys, to go from point A to point B down under. 36 hours. I did say when I was looking at tickets, I was seeing 24 hours. 36 hours, I don't know if I can survive that, but they obviously traveled in a bit of style, traveled in comfort. So what is that? Is that like a day and a half of traveling? One of the things that is probably mind-blowing to some people, and it shouldn't be, because I think it's safe to say that Australia in itself is like a continent on its own. So yeah, the distance of that country is just mind-blowing. It's unbelievable. So with that being said, the current reigning European women's champion, they took 3 flights, 36 hours, 3 flights to get to their destination, and after that landing, they reportedly took a walk to the beach. They've done light training session, and I'm assuming from here on up they will just build up the intensity and of their play leading up to their first match, right? I can see I've got Mr. LFC in the studio. How are you, Ryan? I'm gonna take a quick little pause, guys, and hear what Ryan has to say. How are you, Ryan?
I'm not happy right now because you keep me waiting all the time trying to beat me, but it's all right. But how are you doing?
I'm okay. I can't complain. I'm good. What's up?
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. So you tell me what's up with you? What do you have for dinner?
What did I have for dinner? I tell the guys in the comment section, they know that I love seafood and I love sardine as well. So I kept it simple, did some white rice and some sardine because it's one of my favorite menus. Love salt mackerel as well, but I'm not really in the mood to have my little space smelling too heavily with fish. So work with the sardine instead. What did you have? Is it your salt man for a Saturday?
No, I have some saltfish and ackee and green banana and you know
Nice. I like
two
that.
pair of two pair of kegs. Two
Okay, I
pairs
like
of
that. Healthy.
kegs.
Healthy,
Yeah.
healthy, healthy. So what's on your mind with regards to the show?
No, I saw you're saying that Reggae Girl's flight canceled, and same time, yeah, the charter flight canceled. Same time I this a boom I make a call for you
Yeah.
all go on and thing and yeah. To see the girl them going to travel. Some going to travel tomorrow. Three, some going to travel in three, sometimes some going to travel in four. And you know that Austria is a big country, so
Yeah.
they're traveling from where they at again, Netherlands, so they have to
Yeah.
travel to about three different countries before they reach their location. But um, um, I'm kind of concerned. I'm kind of worried,
Mm.
for the girls and stuff. Especially some of the girls them who traveling. You know, some are 19. You know, they are very very young. I don't know if adults going to travel with them. A lot of people would say, "Oh, they are 19. They are big people. They can manage." No, especially a lot of people don't travel to that region. So I'm a little bit concerned. I don't know what happened, why the flight canceled. Is it they're supposed to have a game against Morocco? Is that putting off two again?
I'm gonna leave that towards like the back end of the show. But yeah, I've got some updates on this. It's funny because I was talking to Ryan about sourcing my information for this particular topic, guys, and it was a headache. And I didn't expect it to be that difficult. And Ryan can like testify, like there comes a time where it's not like I'm trying to be intrusive or trying to um be a headache to people, but there comes a time when you have to just reach out to sources to confirm certain things because this does require clarity. I can't just come here and give you guys my opinion. It literally confirm needs clarity and confirmation. So I'm gonna dive into like the whole situation with the chartered flights and why it was apparently cancelled, and also I'm going to touch on the Morocco game as well. So hopefully you guys don't leave me, because I've been working on this, guys, for a little over a day, and it took a while to get some answers without trying to feel like I'm intrusive, being intrusive on people. So yeah, I think I've got the right information for you guys. So hopefully by the time I end the broadcast, hopefully we all are on the same page. Right?
Yeah, me IT push. Big up yourself. Rico Dan. Big up yourself. No respect. Scott. Big up.
I
Yeah,
don't carry on.
when is the World Cup kicking off? This later this month, right?
Yeah, we've got our first game against France. Right, the big
France.
heavyweight. So yeah, that's gonna be an early one for you because that for me is July the 23rd. That's a 11 11 a.m. kickoff. So that's gonna be earlier for you. So now you guys will know that the hell that I go through when I have to stay up to do live streams at crazy hours.
So 11 o'clock in the night.
No, that's coming up as 11 a.m. for me. Definitely not 11 o'clock at night. It's coming up as 11 a.m. The game against Panama is coming up at 1:30, which would be on the 29th of July. And the Brazil game is August the 2nd, 11 a.m. So yeah. And that's for me because I'm based in the UK, guys. So you guys you're working with different times to me, so I'll go into that as the games draw closer. So if you are tuning in, let me go back and bring up the headline for you. Reggae Girlz World Cup chartered flight has been cancelled. Will the Morocco friendly go ahead? I'm going to leave the whole conversation about the Morocco friendly towards the back end of the show. So on my last live stream, when I was talking to you guys, I was saying that from what I was told, the chartered flight had been confirmed, and it was a matter of are the girls going to travel on Saturday and or on Sunday. Those were the two dates. But I did say to you guys, based off the situation that we're in, I wouldn't be surprised if we're traveling on Monday, for example, just because of the situation that we're in. So yeah, from what I know, and I'm just trying to bring you guys up to speed, the chartered flight is no more. So when they're not working with chartered flights no more, instead they've actually gone ahead and booked tickets, and what that means is the team will be traveling in different sets of groups, so you're not getting the entire team traveling together. So the dates that they're working with is the 10th, and the 10th I believe is a Monday, and you're looking at players coming in the latest as things stand on the 12th, right? So the dates that you guys need to bear in mind or etch in the back of your mind is the 10th to the 12th in terms of departure and players coming in, flying and landing from their destination in Amsterdam to Australia. When it comes to the chartered flight, I had my own reservation about the chartered flight because one, I was thinking, what is the size of the aircraft? And that kind of made me concerned. I was thinking if it is a smaller than expected aircraft, even if it is like your usual typical size plane, so your, let's say, British Airways, for example, that it's not possible. I don't think it is possible. I don't know no direct flights from Europe taking you to Australia. You have to stop over. I did say to you guys at the start of the show, England, their travel distance was 36 hours and they had 3 flights, and that's England. Not saying that I'm trying to make excuses for anyone. I'm just trying to add context with regards to the size of Australia. As I said to you before, Australia in itself feels like a continent. So going back to the whole chartered flight thing, I was thinking, what's the size of the aircraft? How safe is it? Can it fit all 23 players plus backroom staff? Also, how many times are you going to have to stop over? Because you can't travel that distance alone. You must have to refuel at some point. To put things into context, when I stopped over in Bahamas to get to Jamaica, did a stopover in Bahamas, and that was necessary. And the reason why we had to do a stopover is to refuel. Now, Jamaica and London is much closer than London, and Australia. And even then, we needed to do a refuel. So the chartered flight, I had my own reservation over it just because I didn't know like the size of the aircraft and how safe it would be for the players and the coaching staff. I was told that with regards to this nightmare that we're faced with the chartered flight and players and the delay leading up to the chartered flight is apparently tickets could only be purchased after the team had been named. And the team, when was the team named? If I go over on to the Jamaica Football Federation, when did they put out the announcement for the team? When did they do that? That was let's see when they did this. Let me close off and see. They announced that the team announcement on their social media, the 25th of June. And I'm gonna read out the starting 11, right? 25th of June, if I look at my calendar and go back, 25th of June, that's almost 2 weeks ago, right? So from what I've been told, there was a temporary halt, or not even a temporary halt. Apparently tickets couldn't be purchased or booked because there was no confirmation on the players that would be traveling. Who do you put that down to? That's probably down to communication. Maybe you put that down to the coach and the federation. I don't know, maybe they need to communicate better with each other. You can probably ask, could they not have pre-booked tickets? I don't work with airlines, so I don't know if you can hold tickets. Yeah, actually, I think I might have done it before, but I needed to use my name. So I know you can pre-hold tickets, but I don't think you can pre-hold a ticket without booking a name, right? So if you guys have managed to do that for your own travel purpose, then let me know in the comment section. But I've pre-booked tickets before or held tickets before until I make my mind up, and I had to use my details like my first name and last name. And so that's how we're looking with the chartered flights. They are going to be getting on the way with the 10th being the expected departure date, and they are going to be traveling in groups. It's not going to be a chartered flight. They're expected to be traveling in groups, and they should be in Australia, call it by the 12th. Which holds its own problems. And that just the first problem that I can think of. I don't know where Ryan went, but he just disappeared from the screen. But he's more than welcome to pop back up when he's ready. That holds its own problem when you look at preparation. When you look at our teams that we're going to be playing against in our group stage. I'm going to be touching on them just to add some context, just so you are aware as to where we are at with this travel arrangements. And one thing that I'm concerned about is the whole jet lag with the teams. With the players, can you shake off the jet lag? I did say I was anticipating maybe a late departure, from the latest departure being Monday, but to think that players are now traveling in groups and they could be arriving on the 12th, then yeah, that to me kind of spells trouble when you already have one of your opponents there in Australia going through their paces. They've already shaken off their jet lag. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and see if I can bring them up on my screen for you, just so you can have some visuals to look at. We got Brazil again coming up, and as you can see there, that's a team photo, location Gold Coast, Australia, and this one says, "Good morning, Brazil. We started our activities routine on Australian soil," and this was probably days after they had landed, so they're working through their paces of shaking off their jet lag. Next in line, which is something that I noticed today, another one of our opponents, first team that we're going to be playing against, a matter of fact, and you can see that they are firmly on their way as well, passports in hand. That's the France women's national team. So they're probably going to be landing. This is probably going to take them because they would be coming from the Republic of Ireland. They played against the Republic of Ireland, I believe, yesterday. I believe they played against them on Friday, right? Let me go and double check that for you guys. Let's see when they played the Republic of Ireland. Oh, Thursday. Okay, good thing I checked. So they played them on Thursday, and then now they're on their way to Australia. And as I said to you, that's match day one in our group, and our group is made up of France, Brazil, and Panama. They're firmly on their way down under. So that's one team that's going to shake off their jet lag ahead of us. I know currently the team is in Amsterdam, and they look relaxed, and as they should be, taking it easy, training, trying to sharpen their tools. But let's just hope that jet lag doesn't get in their way, and hopefully they can manage to just keep a clear mind based off the pictures that we're seeing. Pictures can tell 1,000 different stories. I can't tell what's going through their heads. When players are in camp, I like to leave them alone. I don't communicate with players about issues when they're in camp, especially when they're going for a major tournament. Friendly is one thing, but when you're looking at, say, CONCACAF Championship and World Cup, I don't disturb players, not even for interviews, because I like them to just be fully focused on the task ahead. So if you're asking me where their headspace is at, I have no clue, but judging by the photos that we're seeing of the Reggae Girlz, that is, seems like they're in good spirits, seems like they're all right. Hopefully when they take to the air in the next couple of days, hopefully they land safely between their departure date of it being the 10th and landing. Again, I did say that they're going to be traveling in groups. Yeah, I don't really think that we're in a position to be getting all aggravated. All we can do right now is just wish the girls best of luck, hope for a safe landing, and also hope that they can shake off their jet lag in time. Another team that we're going to be playing against, I might as well bring them up as well. Quite similar to the Reggae Girlz, really, in the sense of they're going through their paces, they're in camp, away from distraction, and I am still expecting Panama to be the last team to arrive in our group. Did say that on my last live stream, and I'm going to stand by it. But I wouldn't be surprised if they beat us to it. They shouldn't really, because they have a game coming up against Japan, and that game is in Japan. So we really and truly shouldn't be the last team to arrive. Where the hell is Panama, and why can't I? Oh, there they are. So you can see here, they're going through their paces. They say final stretch of camp, where I believe they're focusing on the coach here, where the coach has been concentrating since this Sunday. Panama will train until Monday, and then Tuesday fly out to play against Japan. Their game against Japan, if I can bring it up on screen for you guys, let's see. Their game against Japan, where is to be played on Friday. Another team that's playing on Friday is Australia, right? But unlike Panama, who will be playing their game in Japan. France is actually playing against Australia in Australia. So it's slightly different to Panama with regards to the traveling and the jet lag. If you're just tuning in, France are in the air and hopefully they land safely. Only two teams at the moment from our group, which again consists of Brazil, France, Jamaica, and Panama. Jamaica and Panama are currently the only two teams that aren't en route in terms of flying into Australia, but that should be changing over the next couple of days. And I just can't wait to say finally they've landed, or to see them on social media landing safely. Hopefully, by the grace of God, they'll have a safe flight, a steady journey down under. And to get you guys excited, I'm edging towards Sunday at the moment. My time is currently 10:27, right? And you can see this one on here. That's your Prezi rocking the number 15 jersey. Matter of fact, it's behind me as well. The number 15 jersey is behind me. That was gifted to me by Tiffany Cameron. Can you guys see it? Oh, there you go. Yeah, so 15 days to go until we kick things off against our opponents, the French. How you guys feeling about match day one for the Women's World Cup? That's going to be a fiery opener. Last time round at the 2019 World Cup, we faced off against one of the giants, Brazil. I'm not going to recap on what happened in that game, but we were making our debut. Just to add some clarity. And we do have round two against Brazil, Reggae versus Samba. Let's see what's going to happen with that game. I'm going to be talking more about each team individually at greater depth as we steadily approach the World Cup. IT Push saying that he's ready. I've already given you guys the first Mr. Hibbert, good day to yourself. Riku Don, I feel like I haven't seen you on here before, but it might just be one of Ryan subscribers. So good evening to yourself. Good evening, Mr. Baker. I don't know why your comment wasn't coming up. And Mr. Hibbert is saying it will be a tough match. I don't think any of these games is a walk in the park. And I'm focusing on our group. I don't think it's a walk in the park at all. But football is played on the day, and anything goes. Anything goes. Who would have thought a team ranked number 77, that be it Zambia, could beat the number 2 ranked team, that be it Germany? Yes, it is a friendly, but they still got tucked away. So football at times can be completely unpredictable. So you never really know. Japan is in a similar time zone, probably with direct flights too. So jet lag might not be a problem for Panama, even with the late arrival. That's good to know. But they will be traveling for a bit, right? Because at the moment, they're not in Japan, and they are apparently going to be traveling as of Monday. Their game is on Friday, and then some days later. So their game is on Friday the 14th, and then call it 10 days later, they'll be playing against Brazil. So best of luck to them. Be interesting to see. You really do want every team at their best, don't you? Because it can only be of great benefit irrespective of the result for us in the long run. No easy games, but we will grind out the results. Exactly. Took the words out of my mouth. If I look at my notes, have I touched on I don't think I have touched on everything. I did say I would give you guys that team sheet, that Reggae Girlz team sheet. So if you're just tuning in, you would have missed my update on the chartered flight. So there is no chartered flight, is no Reggae Girlz chartered flight. So instead, they'll be taking individual flights in groups to go down under. And I was told that the travel date is Sunday, and they be expected to land between then and the 12th, right? So if anything changes, then I will give you guys a update. And if I don't hear of any change, then obviously I won't be able to give you guys any further update. But I'll try and keep you guys on the same page as me as best as possible. Please do continue to hit that like button. Thank you to those of you who have already done so. So what I'm gonna go and do now is 15 days to go, by the way, like the number 15. Well, how do I do this? I'm always like confusing myself. Like the number 15 jersey in the back, on the back of my backdrop. 15 days to go until the World Cup. By the way, thank you to Tiffany Cameron for that lovely gift. That was completely unexpected. I wasn't expecting that. And that was when we played in Jamaica. It was in November. Was it November? Yeah, it was latter stages of last year that we played in. And I was like I said, I didn't expect it, but said yes to the shirt. Why wouldn't I? I was not going to say no. So big up Tiffany for that lovely bit of surprise. I'm just trying to find my other tab for you guys so we can look at that. If we can look at that team announcement. Bear with me, guys. Okay, there we go. Again, kind of feels like I'm regurgitating a bit, but not everyone is on the same page. I know some of you miss my live streams, so at times it will sound repetitive, but I'm just trying to bring us all up to speed. And this was probably the only area that I guessed correctly between the sticks. This was me saying Rebecca Spencer, Sydney Schneider, and Leah Brooks have their tickets to the World Cup. That was the only area that I could guess, and yeah, it was an accurate guess, because you probably can see this on your screen. In case you can't, I'll go ahead and read it out to you. I'm gonna do it from back to front, so reading out from between the sticks and going all the way down to our reserve player. So between the sticks, our options goes as follows: Rebecca Spencer, Sydney Schneider, and Leah Brooks. In defense, where we see the welcome return of the former skipper, Captain Konya Plummer. She's part of the defense, as is the Swaby sisters. So that is Alison and Chantel. Then Blackwood, that's Denisha Blackwood, Viant Sampson, Anthony Wilshire complete the defensive options. If we look at midfield, we've got Atlanta Primus, Drew Spence, Trudy Carter, Havana Salone, Peyton McNamara, Saleh Washington. And if we look at our attack and fire power, we have Shayna Matthews, Jody Brown, Kayla McKenna. I was going to say McNamara. It's a completely different. That's a whole new player that I'm making up. Kayla McKenna, or some of you are probably used to Kayla McCoy. It is the same player, just different name. Kiki Van Zanten, Cameron Simmons, Khadija Bunny Shaw, that's our skipper or a captain. Paige Bailey Gale, Tiffany Cameron, and Sashana Campbell complete the set. So that's how we're looking World Cup wise with our team. Let me know who you guys are looking forward to seeing compete in the black, gold, and green. Which player are you guys looking forward to? And it can't just be the obvious as well, guys. So, Mr. Scott, don't tell me that you're looking forward to seeing Trudy. I know Trudy's your favorite, so that would not come as a surprise to me. So, yeah, let me know who you guys are looking forward to seeing. Up. R&R, how you doing? How's things? Hope the weekend is treating you well. I can't believe it's not Sunday already. I'm almost coming to the end of my live stream, guys. So massive thank you to you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I've managed to give you guys clarity on the World Cup chartered flight situation. Again, I had to dig deep to get this information for you guys. At some point, I felt like I was being quite intrusive. Thankfully, one of my sources gave me reassurance, pretty much just said to come to him whenever I need clarity, which was good to hear. I needed to hear that after the last couple of days that I've had. So massive thank you to my source there for providing me with the necessary information so that I can feed back to you guys. So, Morocco, this was another question that I had to ask because I wanted to know the question. I wanted to know an answer to the question because I know you guys would want to know. And it's a fixture that I think a lot of us is, sorry guys, I'm just trying to bring up my notes. It's a fixture that I think a lot of us, including the players, would be looking forward to. As I said earlier on in the live stream, they do fancy their chances against us, and why shouldn't they? I like it. I like it when teams hype up and say they want to take us on. So I like that energy. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. She should be in the team. I know your team, Trudy Carter. I don't need to. I'm assuming that's who you're referring to because I know your team, Carter. But okay. One player missing that is top quality is Chinelu Asher. I'm gonna leave that right there because I agree with you. Yeah. Asher the Smasher. Yeah, I'm devastated to actually accept the fact that she isn't part of the squad. Yeah, we could do with Chinelu in midfield for certain. But just going back and touching on Morocco, almost lost train of thoughts there. From what I understand, if I could bring up the fixture list of how we're looking between now and the World Cup. Let's stop that shade screen and let's go ahead and give you guys a different shade screen. Right, so this is what we're looking at, right? So this one says Sunday 9:30. This is probably going to be Saturday, a different time for you guys in Jamaica, because if it's 9:30, I am 6 hours ahead. So you're looking at, are you still going to be in? No, you should be in, you should still be in Sunday, shouldn't you? Right? Or is my maths all over the place? But nevertheless, I'm 6 hours ahead of you. No, yeah, so confused myself there, guys, but I'm going to be working with Sunday 9:30, right? That's the fixture that's been penciled in with Morocco. That's another team that's reaped the benefits and reward of the expansion to the number of teams eligible to compete at this year's Women's World Cup. And from what I understand, this fixture still stands. It is going to be played, however, behind closed doors. So that's what I've been told. Hopefully it does stay the same. I think the last time I can remember the Reggae Girlz playing a friendly was April against Sheffield United. I can't remember them playing another friendly, not one that I'm aware of. And if you're looking at the screen and you're seeing CAC women's group stage, that is completely irrelevant to the Women's World Cup preparation. So yeah, the last team that I can remember playing against was back in April at the King Power Stadium. And that would have been Sheffield United. So again, according to my source, this game is going to be given the green light, or it has been given the green light. So the game against Morocco still stands. And this one's going to be played behind closed doors. It kind of feels like what that means is I won't be able to watch the game. That's how it sounds to me. If it's played behind closed doors, it's usually hell trying to find a link. I will ask, actually, I'm going to go back and ask my source if there is a link to the game. If there is a link, then I will try and give you guys a little live watch along. She should be in the team. 100% should be in the team. I'm okay with those players that the coach bring. Those are the best players I see in my eyes. So I'm watching the Reggae Girlz. Yeah, I don't think anyone can have a issue with the players that are selected. Mainly because players don't select themselves. So to be beefing the players that are there wouldn't even make sense. Because who are we to say someone hasn't earned the right to be in the squad? We don't know what goes on behind closed doors more time. Because word I'm looking for. Word I'm looking for. Finding information on women's football is sometimes one of the most difficult of tasks that you could ever imagine, even for teams that play in Europe. Sometimes the information just isn't there. So where you might think you might know about a certain player or don't know about a certain player, then it's probably best to just hold your opinions. Just be a little bit more cautious with your thoughts. So yeah, who are we to say how deserving a player is to be part of the World Cup squad? More importantly, players don't pick themselves. That's a fact. Maybe it will be streamed, but no fans will be allowed. Yeah, I'm hoping that it will be streamed. I was only told that it will be played behind closed doors, but it would be great if it gets streamed. Trudy, Jody Brown, and Trudy Carter catch my eyes when I watch the Reggae Girlz from then. Those players play. Yeah, I mean, Trudy is Jody is a live wire. Both players are part of the core foundation of our team, aren't they? From the youth group all the way up to the senior side. Really just want to use the midfield every game because there is no time to test. I don't know about rookies. But what I can say is if you're good enough to play, then you should play. And also, more importantly, what we have to bear in mind is we don't know what happened behind closed doors with regards to the players that you've mentioned and their recent training camp. So their training camp in Jamaica, and that would have been where Lauren Donaldson would have been able to make his analysis and make his assessment as to who he thinks is deserving of a slot on his World Cup roster. He's seeing things that, no disrespect, that you can't see and I can't see. So yes, you're saying they're rookies. I know you're not being impolite, but if you're good enough to play, then you should play. Irrespective of your age or or experience. If that's the case, then perhaps we shouldn't have been at the last Women's World Cup in 2019 because we had the youngest squad and those were just rookies left, right, and center. Fortunately, this time round, those players have matured, they've developed, and they are now our age players. Like Bunny's 25 years old. I think she's 25 going on 26. And she's, like I said to you before, she's our captain. I'm sure she'll be a shoulder to lean on for those young players that you mentioned, just like what was I gonna say? Yeah, I think that Bunny and the rest of the more experienced players, so like your Konya Plummer, for example, who is our former captain coming back into the fold. Sure, she can be another shoulder to cry on. not even cry on, lean on. Let me not say cry because there ain't nothing to cry about. To lean on. Same goes for a Tiffany Cameron, Sydney Schneider. They've been at a World Cup. They know what to expect. They know about the nerves and the anxiety. So, yeah, I appreciate your comments. But if you're good enough, if you're good enough to play, you should just play at this point. Trudy Carter got a real passion for football. I see it in her game. All when she don't play with some, she always trying to give it her best. That's what I love. Trudy and Jodie Brown play well. Some correction. Okay, but again, it's just kind of feels like I'm regurgitating information. I'm not ignoring you. Much of what you're asking me is either down to a coach's decision or players being unavailable due to injury. Like Siobhan Wilson, it's not possible to take her because she's on the road to recovery. So I kind of felt like I've touched on that on previous live stream. But I can appreciate the fact that maybe you missed it. So again, I'm not ignoring you. I did click on your question earlier on, so clearly if I click on it, it's just me highlighting it. But I'm not ignoring your question. Like I said, it's either down to road to recovery with regards to who you've mentioned, taking fitness into consideration. And also at the end of the day, it's Lon Donald's decision. It is his decision. Do I think it could have been a stronger selection? I think yes, it could be. In one or two areas, I think we could have been stronger, but that decision don't come down to me. That's the coaching decision. Lon's been coaching before I was even thought of, before I came into this world. So he must know what he's doing. He's seen the team inside out. He's been with them in training camps that we don't have access to. So he's got a good pair of eyes on him, and I'm sure so does his backroom staff. So they must know what they're doing. I don't. I'm not a coach. I've never coached nobody. I've never watched no one play and give them any feedback. Can't even play the game myself, if I'm being honest. So yeah, he must know what he's doing, right? Hopefully you guys find this stream to be invaluable in terms of giving you guys the latest information, because that's the purpose of the platform, is to try and educate you guys, trying to give you guys updates on the team where possible. So hopefully I've succeeded in that tonight. Thanks for you are most welcome. It's nice when people are appreciative. Definitely great when people are appreciative. So thank you. Teja saying some fans are taught about said the coach shouldn't bring so much college players. I tell them that the young players got more quality than some of the older players. I don't know, man. I think when people talk like this, I'm just like, then you're clearly new to the Reggae Girlz setup, right? Because who was it that took us to the last World Cup when we qualified for our first ever World Cup? Who took us to 2019? If you look at the makeup of our squad, the same thing that you're saying you don't want, that's what got us there. So again, if you're good enough to play, then play. I think people need to understand that Jamaica as a football nation is unique in itself. It's not like your England. So you can't look at England and expect them to be playing players that play college football, because it's just, you're dealing with a MEDC country and you're comparing it to a LEDC country. So again, a more economically developed country in comparison to a lower economically developed country. And there's so many different reasons as to why the same approach just isn't taken and doesn't need to be taken. But yeah, let's not dump what worked for us in the past and what enabled us to create history, not once but twice. So yeah, if people are against college players, or young players being in the team, then you must be new to following the Reggae Girls of the greatest of respect to yourself. If we look back at the last CONCACAF Women's Championship, that would have been back in 2019. Young player of the tournament was Jodie Brown, and she was on this Sweet 16 then. And everybody knew about Jodie Brown. So I don't really know what to tell you. Football is a game of opinions. We all have a pair of eyes and ears, but we see and hear completely different things at times. That doesn't mean I'm right. That doesn't mean that you're wrong, neither. So it's a game of opinions at the end of the day. Mr. Rockford, how you, sir? Us fans will always ask question about hopefully that he makes the yeah, you're right, you're 100% right, because even I asked questions of the team as well, and I'm so grateful for the conversation that I had with a friend of mine today, because he really gave me an insight into something that I just couldn't see. So I was so appreciative of a conversation that I had before I came on live stream. And it's changed my opinion, because before I was just thinking this doesn't make sense. But after talking to I don't even want to call him a source. I would prefer to just say a friend than a source. He definitely opened up my mind to information that I needed to know. And as we get closer to the World Cup, so match day 1, looking at France versus Jamaica, then obviously I'll express my views in greater depth then. But I don't think I need to do that now, because I don't want to sound repetitive when match preview time is around the corner. I don't want to sound too repetitive by the time we get to that point. I tell them that those young players got some. Yeah, they do. They do. They do. They do have quality. But yeah, Lon Donaldson must know what he's doing. I kind of feel like this is his final bout with us. I don't know. I don't. Maybe you guys could tell me what you think in the comment section. But I don't see Lauren being here come next year. I don't know. I just don't feel like the federation are appreciative of him, not just as a coach, but maybe also as a person. I don't really think they want him to be the man that leads the Reggae Girls in any way, shape, or form. I felt the same way when he was reappointed and reappointed. Of course, that meant that he was reappointed with the whole incident of the Vin Blaney came in, and then he was then reappointed again when that agreement came to a conclusion, came to an end. He was reappointed to take us to the World Cup. And not once have I seen them roll out the red carpet for him. I'm not saying treat him like a king, but treat him like a professional. I don't see them. I don't know what goes on behind closed doors, but I've not seen them treat him like a professional. And I've told you guys my opinion on that. And I'm not really going to regurgitate what's been said before. But yeah, I don't think that he's someone that they want long term. So who knows? This might be his final dance. Is he going to be around to help us qualify for the Olympics? Because that's the next thing that we'll be looking at, literally straight after the Women's World Cup concludes in August. We go straight into September and looking at Olympic qualifiers. Me personally, I feel like he's not going to be here. I don't know why, but I just feel like he won't. I could be so wrong. I'm not trying to get rid of him. I'm not trying to like show him the exit door. But yeah, I don't know. I just don't feel like they appreciate Lauren Donaldson. But I can't speak for the federation. I don't know what they think. I don't know what goes through their minds, but that's just what I think. Because let's see, because I stressed out the man, because I don't wish to be a fly on the wall in that situation. I swear to you, Mr. Wayne Evans, big up yourself. If you're just tuning into the live stream, please do me a favor. Do me a little favor. It doesn't cost you a penny. Please go ahead and hit the like button for today's live stream. I think I think I've done what I needed to do with regards to the Reggae Girls in terms of bringing you all up to speed. Now you know the latest on the chartered flight. Yes, it has been cancelled. You know whether or not the Morocco friendly has will be given the go ahead, because I've touched on that. And if you want to know the answer to those two particular questions, you're gonna have to just pause and go back a step and rewatch the show, because I've repeated myself a number of times and I don't think I'm going to be repeating myself again. So if you want to know what was said, I would advise you to kindly just take a little step back. 15 days to go until things kick off. The girls will be up in the air in a matter of looks like it's going to be what, today's the 8th, not too far off from the 10th, so they'll be flying soon, and hopefully they have a safe journey down under, and they should by then be able to shake off their jet lag for match day 1 against France. I don't know why I had a brain freeze when it clearly says France in front of me. So yeah, this one kicks off at 5 a.m. So yes, it is a Sunday for you guys. So that kicks off at 5 a.m. The Morocco game, however, I don't know any I don't know how we're gonna watch that one, guys, but I'll try and figure something out. I'll see what's available. The girls' coach should take a page out of. What do you mean by that? The girls' coach should take a page out of. Can you elaborate? I don't really want to jump to conclusion, but could you kindly elaborate for me, please? Let me tell you, people, that them fight that really love the football, Butler, Donaldson, and Sedella Marley. Those people really want to see Jamaica football go forward. Always do. Can't be selfish. Amen to that. The Vin Blaine situation is still at the forefront. Why? It was so long ago. It was so long ago. I think we've moved on from the Vin Blaine situation. Why is it at the forefront of your head? Yeah, why are you still thinking about Vin Blaine? I mean, he's not here no more. I mean, sure, he's alive and well. That sounded like I killed him off. He's not the coach no more, basically. But yeah, why is he at the forefront of your thoughts? And before I go, guys, let me know what you think of the Reggae Girls content that I give to you guys. What do you make of the content so far? All I can do is apologize for my absence. I am going to be trying my level of best not to disappear on you guys, and if I do disappear, it's not going to be for as long as it was. A cousin of mine, she was like, please, Crystal, don't leave your subscribers without content again for as long as you did, because they're always there for you when you come back. And she's absolutely right. So that's like my promise to you guys. I'm not going to be away for as long as I was last time round, unless there's a reason where it's just something is out of my control and I just can't do a live stream. But other than that, I'm going to be around. You're going to be noticing some changes soon. Certain things out of my control, but hopefully you guys still kick it with me. And yeah, keep supporting me. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the content, particularly where the Reggae Girls is concerned. I feel like I might have to make a few changes, a few tweaks with regards to how I source my information, especially when issues arise. Usually, what I've been doing since the last World Cup is just being quite analytical with regards to how I create my thoughts and my opinions for you guys. And I'm quite pleased to say that probably 8 or 9 out of 10 times I get it accurate. I don't know how I do it, but I've been quite accurate with how I give you guys the news. And sometimes I surprise myself, like, how did you know that? Because there's no one from the inside that's feeding me information. Most certainly not at the last World Cup. So this World Cup cycle, however, is the first time that I've had to like pretty much go and ask those necessary questions. But I'm in a position where I don't necessarily want to do that. I know it probably means that I can't give you guys clarity on certain situations, but I'm trying to just take myself out of certain situations. So I might go back to basics where I'm just using my brain cells and using my analytical skills and my research skills to give answers to your questions. But on a positive, a friend of mine today did say that I could reach out to him anytime when I want confirmation on certain things. So that option is still there, thankfully. Right. So yeah, you guys aren't really telling me what you think of the content. Right, so forefront to his eventual removal. Ian, you haven't answered my question. Not going to force you to, but you've not answered my question. I think I probably got maybe 2 more minutes of you guys. Ian hasn't answered my question. You guys in the comment section aren't answering my question. Those of you who have silently tuned in, I hope you got what you wanted. I'm really sure why you're not saying anything, but I hope you managed to get the information that you needed. And good luck to you, whatever you choose to do with it. But I hope that you had some decorum, and I hope that you hit the like button. It's the least that you can do. So yeah, guys, I got another 2 minutes with you guys, and then that one is currently 11:04. I really don't want to take this one into 12 o'clock, so I got about 2 more minutes with you guys, and then I'm going to close off on the stream. And before one of your 2 questions. Yes, so I asked you, why is it at the forefront of your mind? You said that the Vin Blaine situation is still at the forefront of my head. And I asked you why. I asked you, why is that? You also touched on something to do with Hal Grimson. This question right here. Or is that linked? The girls. Oh, okay. Okay, I think I get you now. All right. Okay. Yeah, they have their reason as to why they didn't want Vin Blaine as their coach. I think it's no different to the French team. A couple of the marquee players, their captain, for example, Wendy Renard, didn't want the former coach as the coach, and a few of the stellar players and experienced players in the squad felt the same. And as a result, the French Federation had to make a decision. And I believe within 24 hours, the then coach was dismissed. So players saying that they don't want to work with certain head coaches or managers, it's not uncommon in football. Probably you see it more at an international level, but even at club football, it's not uncommon. I think what we have to remind ourselves is football is basically their office. It is their 9 to 5. It is their workplace. Um, I don't know the ins and outs of what happened with Vin Blaine and the team, but if you put yourself in their position and you're not happy working with a manager, and you're in a position where you can utilize your voice to say, look, I don't want to work with he or she, you're going to take that option. If you're working with your normal 9 to 5, and say, for example, you have a relationship, professional relationship, that is, with the CEO or the chairman, and the CEO or the chairman has the power to get rid of your manager, of course you would express your concerns. Or if you're working for an organization and the board has the power to get rid of your manager, and you don't want to work with that manager no more, and you have colleagues that can back you, of course you're going to take that option. I don't think it's unique at all. They must know their reason as to why they didn't want to work with Vin Blaine. I'm not a fly on the wall. I don't know what happened there, so I can't really say yes or no. What I can say is it's in the past and we're in the present, and we should just focus on what's on hand. Focus on the team, focus on giving the coach, the backroom staff, and the players your maximum support. Yes, go and sleep. Tomorrow is going to be amazing because the Reggae Boy is going to destroy Guatemala. Yeah, I'll be giving you guys a live stream on that. Want you to watch that match. All right, all right. It kind of slipped my mind a little bit, so I'm glad you reminded me. So I am going to be watching that game for certain. Definitely going to be watching that game. So guys, I've come to the end of my live stream. If you're just tuning in, you're going to have to hit rewind on this and rewatch the stream to gain an answer to your question. I don't get notifications. Why is that? Maybe you could try clicking the notification bell and maybe turning it on and off. So if you're currently if it's currently on for a notification, maybe turn it off and then turn it on again. Sometimes YouTube does that. Don't ask me why, but sometimes it does that. So yeah, try turning it on and off and maybe it will work. Don't see the Reggae Girlz qualifying for the 2027 World Cup because the top players not going to be happy if them get out the coach. Who are you talking about? Lon Donaldson? Is that who you're talking about? I don't think Lon Donaldson will be around for that long, to be honest. Whether it's his decision or JFF's decision, but I don't think he's going to be here for the next World Cup cycle, but I can't see into the future. Then get out that coach. I don't see the Reggae Girlz qualifying. Is that who you're referring to? I think that squad, no disrespect to Lon Donaldson, I think we have enough talent at our feet to qualify for the next World Cup. I don't think it's solely down to Lon Donaldson, with the greatest of respect to him, but I think it's a bit of a stretch. It's a wide stretch to say that if the federation gets rid of Lon Donaldson, we won't qualify for the next World Cup. I don't think that's true at all, but only time will tell. Yeah, only time will tell. So yeah, guys, I've reached the end of my live stream. I did say 2 more minutes, but it's gone over 2 minutes, and Enjoy your Sunday when it comes. Hope you have a happy Sunday. Hope you join me tomorrow, a matter of fact, on my live watch along. And I'm going to try and give you regular updates as time progresses and we edge closer towards the Women's World Cup. Gonna try and see if we can all be on the same page, especially when necessary conversation come my way, or is put out there in the public. Then I'll chime in where needs be. So yeah, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you're heading out to work or making your way home or going to whatever destination, I hope that you make it there safe and sound, and I hope that you return home safe and sound as well. I don't think that's true. I mean, I don't think I'm not going to jump the gun and say players have an issue with Lauren. I'd like to think not, but I don't think if remember Lauren left us before, if it was to walk away again, I don't think there's going to be players saying that they don't want to play for Jamaica. At the end of the day, who are you playing for? What are you? You got to take these questions into consideration. I don't think they're just gonna say they're packing in their international career because Lauren Donaldson isn't their head coach. Again, I don't know the relationship that they have with Lauren, but I don't think that's going to happen. Again, with the greatest respect to the gaffer, but I don't really think that that's going to be the case. Yeah, they might not be happy, but I don't think that that's going to make them not want to play for Jamaica. Too much have happened in the past, and if this is their final straw, then I'll be surprised. But only time will tell. Why does this name look familiar? Oh, really? You might have to go and rewatch the live stream because I'm about to close off. Sorry about that, but I'm about to bring my live stream to an end. If the JFF force him out and the girls know is the JFF do so, I think you're probably this one is just. I don't think this is going to happen. I don't think that that's going to happen. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So all of this is just pure speculation and assumption. But I don't think they will say they don't want to play for Jamaica no more if Lauren is no longer the gaffer. Also, I don't think that's something that he would encourage. If they were to think of that, which I don't think they will as a collective. I would like to think that Lauren will tell them to play for your country. And he would probably more than likely only be a phone call away, anyways. So, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, interesting. Good evening. All right, guys. I've reached the end of my live stream, so I'm gonna have to love you and leave you. And thank you to those of you who have hit the like button. I will be back here tomorrow. The headline reads for itself. If you don't want to read it, I will go ahead and read it for you. Reggae Girlz World Cup chartered flight has been cancelled. Will the Morocco friendly go ahead? You're going to have to hit rewind on this one to find out all the answer to your questions, either the one that I've just asked you or the ones that you have in mind. Also, in your spare time, if you've got a moment, please do go and watch that highlight of Zambia versus Germany. That's the Zambia women's national team, ranked 77, and they tucked in the number 2 ranked team, Germany, neatly. And my God, please go and watch that highlight. Enjoy the third goal. I'm pretty sure you will enjoy it as much as I did. If I don't see you here tomorrow, then I do hope that you have a blessed Sunday and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I hope you have a pleasant, new and productive week when the dreaded Monday morning comes, right? And if you haven't hit the like button already, what are you waiting on? It doesn't cost you a penny. Please do go ahead and hit the like button. And as I always say, until next time, take care.
Hello, I'm Hansa Parchment. You're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.
I think the uniqueness of the Reggae Girlz is they embody the national motto of Jamaica, which is out of many one people. So when you look at the entirety of the Jamaica squad, you have dark-skinned girls, mixed-race girls, girls who have black and Asian in them. You also have the homegrown players, so like your Bunny Shaw, your Konya Plummer, your Denden Blackwood. So what that means in terms of from a grassroots perspective is girls who are born in Jamaica can look at a Bunny Shaw and hear that authentic accent and say, you know, if Bunny can make it, then so can I. Once you hear that authenticity, that raw Jamaican accent, they should be able to look at a Bunny Shaw who's now our captain to say, if Bunny can do it, especially if you come from the same community, the same parish as her, if she can do it, then so can we.
I'm John Barnes, and you're watching Talawa TV with Crystal Davis.